Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Okay, let me see who was here first. Fancy. Thank you so much for being first. Hello to Brenda Gray, Lola Love, Joy Moore. Now let's see if we can finish in an hour. For real, for real, for real. Okay, for real, for real. Okay. All right, so far we are off to a good start. Matter of fact, I think we're off to a great start. Kathy G, thank you so much for the 31 months membership. My goodness, 31 months. Be a rainbow on someone else's cloud. Sussex Squad. Oh, I love that. That is beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Okay. And H Knight says, "Hi everyone. Hi H Knight. Thank you for 28 months membership. Thank you very much for being here." Okay. Now, it's been since what, March of 2020 when this happened at the Westminster Abbey for the Commonwealth Day. The co conspirators of William, Kate, Camilla, Charles. Okay, now co conspirator may be a little bit strong language, but until somebody invents a better word, I'm just going to refer to them as the co-conspirators. And that's only because the Lincoln conspirators has already been taken back in 1865. Yeah, I can't say the Lincoln co-conspirators because that was taken a long time ago. So like I said, until they come up with a better way to describe it, I'm just going to call them the co conspirators, just the co conspirators. Okay, so William and Harry reunite. Some people are having a difficult time to believe this. However, as far as I know, there has not been any objection or corrections from Camp Sussex, right? And as we know, in Montecito, there are no leaks. And so the chances that they would have found out, um, what do you call it, beforehand, which reminds me, there is a deranged Harry and Meghan um, hater that is insisting that someone she knows said they saw Harry at LAX or something to that effect. But the timetable doesn't really make sense. But whatever. I think in the big picture, it doesn't really mean anything because that's the point. If you don't have a picture, you don't have anything. So, um, just a hunch. Okay, so William and Harry reunite. So apparently, for their uncle's funeral, the two brothers who haven't spoken to each other, it's been said for 2 years, ever since the Queen's funeral, where the Sussexes and the Welleses, um, joined for that famous walk. And there was one little interesting detail that I don't think a lot of people know about. Now, the thing with the uniform, the cipher, that was one of the most underhanded, abusive things that that institution has done ever since those diamond earrings that they gave Meghan to wear, and then went on and on about the history of those earrings. So that is what the institution does a lot is they like to set people up, and in particular the Sussexes. So I would say that on that score, not that anyone should be keeping score, but I would say Harry and Meghan both have suffered terribly in the press because they were set up. That was a setup. I don't know how anyone would have noticed those ciphers missing from Harry's uniform. And if you don't know what that is, on the epaulets at the top of the uniform, the epaulets, there's the Queen's initials, ER2, would have been pinned on to each shoulder, right? Right on top of the shoulder. And with all of the gold brocade, it would be almost impossible to see it. You'd have to really be looking for it to know the difference. And interestingly enough, they said that William volunteered at the time not to wear his gold braid. You see the picture on the upper right, how Charles and William has the gold wrapped around and under their arm and everything. Well, apparently William volunteered to not wear that so that Harry would not feel, um, I guess, inappropriate or self conscious when they stood guard over the Queen during the whole funeral week or whatever it was, the mourn hub, as some people called it. So I thought, gee, that was being rather considerate, only for us to find out about this whole cipher gate. And again, that is the exact same thing that happened to Meghan with those earrings. Nobody would have known anything about those. There's so much jewelry in the royal collection. How could you know? I mean, there's very few people, but the way that the earrings were written about in the papers were particularly cruel and mean spirited. That did not have to happen either, even if some intrepid royal fan would have spoken about the origins of the earrings. There was no reason to write about that, only but to try to hurt Meghan as much as possible. So when I think about some of the things I have said about this institution, some of the things I have doubted where otherwise I would probably give someone consideration, I'm not sorry. I am so not sorry because though the institution is a very cruel, heartless institution, and a lot of the hurt that has come out of it was instigated by William. So even though I would like to believe, wow, that was so decent of William, I'm trying to figure out, was that decent of William or was that all part of the setup? Was that part of the setup? Lure him into a false sense of security. And the next thing you know, what does the paper say? Poor Harry humiliated because he doesn't have the Queen's cipher. Something I couldn't have noticed in 1,000 years. But that is how their family functions. They're toxic. They're toxic, evil people. And I wish I could say, oh, I heard this third party or something like that. No, I, real time, throughout the funeral, I watched it play out. I watched the papers come up with their headlines and everything. And the same with Meghan and the earrings. That institute, if these are indeed the last days of the institution, it's what they deserve. It is truly what they deserve because the people who, and we've been talking a lot about Professor Tim Wilson, who sometimes says some amazing things, and then other times I'm like, oh, shut up. Um, some of what he says is a bit of double talk. Some of it is double talk. Sometimes it can be very measured and reasoned observations, and then other times I'm just like, you really need to pick a side and stick with it. Although it's not hard to guess that he is definitely a royalist, a monarchist, and all that. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that um, even he has observed how this institution has been particularly cruel, and that William and his people have played a very, um, I would say, uh, cruel, uh, harsh, directly manipulative, all of the stuff you could think of that you could, all the adjectives you can come up with to describe it. I don't know what wouldn't fit. In its nature, it is particularly malicious, and it is bullying because they know that the press is going to be on their side. The press is going to help them make their case, which to me is like having a standing army poised to attack your own family. It's awful stuff. Awful stuff. So, Wills and Harry's united by grief, warring brothers at uncle's funeral. One of the squaddies who I chose not to identify said, just remember that a few months ago, Victoria Newton said it explicitly on national television that she worked with KP William to release that well known fake farm shop video. Same guy with that exclusive, same guy with Harry attending the funeral. This is a KP job. Wow, Willie. Now, at first, I wasn't really sure, and still, I'm trying to figure out the same guy, the same guy. Now, are we saying that the same guy that took the video of, you know, Kate and the and Willie leaks coming out of the farmer's market? I'm trying to figure out if that's what the squatty meant by that. That is the same person who witnessed them at the funeral, because there are no photos. There are no photos. Conveniently enough, there are no photos, and that's what's always so interesting about these situations. That, well, you know what? I'll let you listen to Victoria Newton yourself, and you judge. Hmm. Oh, there we go. I'll let you listen to her yourself. And then we'll discuss. uh,
moved the day of the Photoshop fail when the whole world was attacking her. I just thought it was outrageous. This poor woman was clearly ill and was so desperate that she tweaked a photo, minor tweaks, to make it look a little bit better. So that's why I did that front page, and it was really important. It then changed the narrative. A lot of the rest of the media then started saying, back off Kate. So I don't accept what you said earlier. In terms of reporting the fact that they went out to the Windsor farm shop a few days later, they knew that if they went out there in public, mingled with members of the public, they would be seen and potentially photographed, because everyone's got a camera phone now, and that's how it happened. It wasn't a photographer, it was a camera phone. And of course, I was in discussions with the palace all along with that, and there was no problem with us running those images, and it kind of felt that the nation was desperate to see her. Let's talk about the other big story.
Okay, so everybody's got a camera phone. If everyone has a camera phone, why was there only one person who managed to capture images of Will and Kate? Only one person. Not a shop surveillance, right? not anyone, no one. And also Kate, whose team of doctors have to decide whether or not she can go to Wimbledon or if she can go to Troop in the Colors. Um, this particular Kate was moving so fast coming out of the farmer's market that she could have just as easily have run over someone. That's how fast she was moving. I never saw someone walk that fast except for when Hoghead Pierce Morgan fired himself from GB News. Good Morning Britain. That was the only other time I've seen a mammal on 2 feet move that fast. So it's interesting how this Kate seems like the body double Kate, and that you heard her say we had to get permission from them because um, the royal family, they have a part of the invisible contract is that there are no paparazzi photos except for when they need it the most. Like, for instance, Kate being seen at church, or whoever that was in the car being seen at church last Sunday. Um, no mention about them asking for permission. And then, like with one of the Where is Kate Middleton photos, conveniently, there was only one photo taken by a professional photographer, one photo taken, and that photo, just like the other time, she has her head turned away from the camera. You can't keep doing those things and expect people to not ask certain questions. Is that or is it not? Is there a hidden meaning, or whatever the case may be? But so I want to believe that William went to the funeral, and I'm assuming Harry was there, seeing that there has been no denial. But we know that they will make up stuff from time to time about Will and Kate. We know that. We know that when it serves them, that they will put their fingers on the scale. That we know. So, oh, by the way, that's Victoria Newton right there. Just a reminder, a few months ago, Victoria Newton said it explicitly on national television that she worked with KP to release that well known fake farm shop video. Same guy with that exclusive, same guy with Harry attending the funeral. This is a KP job. Wow, Willie. So, yeah, apparently it's the same person that has come across this information just randomly by chance, wasn't looking for it. Raffaella Bertoni, thank you so much for the super sticker. And Elaine Parker, thank you for the super sticker. So yeah, I wonder what all this means. I tell you, I really don't know. I don't know why they would want to pretend otherwise, but was Willie there or was he not? That is something that we may be hearing about, or maybe they have successfully pushed this off on everyone and there'll be no further questions about it. Well, we know it won't come from the tabloid media. So, um, another credible source, R.S. Locke, said Prince Harry was in the UK to attend his uncle, Lord Robert Fellowes' funeral today. Robert Fellowes was Princess Diana's sister, Lady Jane Spencer's husband. Um, he died July 29th. Harry last saw his Aunt Jane in the UK when she attended the Invictus 10th anniversary service in May. So, Saturday, August 31st, is also the 27th anniversary of Princess Diana's death. Forgot all about that. I did anyway. Is a day that Prince Harry has commemorated in the past by visiting her resting place at the Althorpe estate. So that could be a possibility. So we'll see. Okay. Anyway, pretty church, isn't it? Nice little country church. One of the squatties made this. Is it Darkon? Well, anyway, Prince Harry, HRH, the Duke of Sussex, Earl of Dumbarton, Baron of Kilkeel, fifth in line to the British throne, retired Army captain, 10 years military service, 2 tours of Afghanistan, Apache pilot, co founder and patron of Cintabale, founder and patron of Endeavor Fund, founder and patron of Invictus Game, patron of Dolan Simru. Okay, that's Welsh. Um, what else? Patron Rhino Conservation Botswana. Patron Henry Van Stravinsky Memorial Fund. Um, Patron Halo Trust. Patron Walking with the Wounded. Patron Well Childs. Uh, let's see. Global Ambassador Scotty Little Soldiers, President and member of the Board of Directors, African Parks, founder and executive patron, um, Travelist, co founder, Archwell, Chief Impact Officer, Better Up. But wait, I'm not through yet. And thank you to the squad who put this together. Prince Harry's Awards. July 24th, ESPY Award, Pat Tillman Award, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. January 24th, 2024, inductee into the Living Legends of Aviation, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. December 22nd, Human Rights Ripple of Hope Award, USA, the Duke of Sussex. I'm sorry, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. August 22nd, Human First Coalition Partner Organization Award, USA Archwell. February 2022, the NAACP Image Award, the President's Award, USA, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. October of 2018, Royal New Zealand Returned and Service Association RSA badge in gold, RSA highest honor for his work with injured veterans. Also, August of 2018, Royal Canadian Legion 2018 Founders Award in founding the Invictus Games. And in May of 2012, the Atlantic Council Distinguished Humanitarian Leadership Award, USA, his work with wounded service members. And December 2010, Einhurst für Kinder, Golden Heart Award, Germany, in recognition of his charitable and humanitarian efforts. Now, there's one that I feel like is missing here. And maybe that's the 2012 one. Maybe that's the one that Colin Powell gave him. Maybe. Maybe that is it. Yeah, so that is a glimpse of Harry's accomplishments. So if you ever wonder why his little weasel eyed brother decided, oh, I can't go to New York. Nope, 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 nope. Cancel, cancel. So there you go. That is why William cannot go to New York, and he shouldn't. Meghan Markle was Chester Collective's dream customer. Now she's their first outside investor. Well, this article is in People magazine, reads a lot like the other articles, so I won't bother you with the same details. Although they're on the left, the black and white photo, you can get a good look at the founders of the company. And right here, I made a video, the one I promised that I would make for the Us Magazine article. So make sure you check it out. It is full of all of the rich details that was in the original article. Very little of it needed any changing, so make sure you check it out. It is I uploaded it maybe 3 4 hours ago, something like that. So make sure you look for that one. Oh, thank you for watching it. As promised, I did make it. She prepares to launch both her lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, and her new Netflix series. Meghan Markle is embarking on an exciting new chapter as an entrepreneur and philanthropist. And you know what? People just really want to celebrate these moments on all of the social media, but the derangers, they have been creeping into those spaces. You guys do not engage them. um, at least, should I say, don't get yourselves kicked off of social media. We need you too much right now. And that's what they want to do, is they want to throw a rock and hide their hands. And sometimes they use their burner account to try to get you in trouble, while their main account is still intact and safe. So do not give them the benefit. Just shake it off. Just move on, because the Sussexes are winning. Now, body language expert known as the human lie detector weighs in on Prince Harry. I know, I know. Are we really going to do the body language thing? Yep. As long as it makes our people look good. So, Harry is currently his most confident self after finding his purpose and stepping away from his royal duties, which, that's kind of debatable if he really stepped away from them, because he is still royal and he is still doing service. But I won't argue about that language. Let me see here. He is now in a position where he does feel as much pressure. Harry exudes a sense of security and freedom. He calmly carries himself. He collected and at peace. He's calmly carries himself. He's collected and at peace. Yeah, that's what it said. Stanton continues. Before stepping away, Harry didn't have the same level of confidence that he portrays now. He previously would demonstrate feelings of nervousness and frustration. He would not see, let me see, we would not see his cheeks flush red when he felt embarrassed or on edge, as well as adopting regular fake smiles to cover up his true emotions. He would struggle to maintain consistent, consistent consistent eye contact, a key sign of lack of confidence. Nowadays, we rarely see Harry adopting any of these gestures, which tells us that that tells us there has been massive growth in confidence in recent years. So, like I said, long as it makes our faves look good, this pseudoscience will will be tolerated by me anyway. Lydia Watson says, please offer up a prayer and a word of encouragement for Claire Kane, who made a request at the end of her last video. Leave a comment if you are able. Prayers for all who are ill. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Lydia Washington. And you guys, please do send your prayers out for Claire Kane. Claire has been doing incredible work, so informative. As a matter of fact, I can tell you, I go over there all the time looking for the latest because I just don't have enough time to keep up with some of the resources that she uses. So that has been incredible. And yeah, so she has been, and I have no idea if she has any other work that she does, but this is hard work. And we appreciate the efforts that everyone make. And of course, it's not just about the work, it is about the person. And Claire Kane has been consistently there for the community. And this little ragtag group of people that formed to help shed some light on injustice, well, we need all the prayers that we can get. So do make sure you do that. So thank you, Claire Kane, for all your hard work. And we will be sending out all the prayers and positive energy we can for not just you, but everyone in the Sussex squad who needs that extra spiritual boost. We will be there for you. So thank you so much. And thank you, Lydia Washington. Okay. Now, what the heck is this? Okay, let me just play it. I forgot what it was. What is it? Okay, I think I know what it is. Let me just play it. Kind of forgot that fast.
This week, the Royal Foundation revealed that a charity cookbook Meghan Markle created 5 years ago as a working royal is continuing to raise thousands of pounds for charity. How did this book come about, and is there a sign that there could be potentially a bit of life left in Meghan's personal brand?
I thought this was a really interesting update. So the Royal Foundation, they've released their sort of annual report looking at funds that have been raised, and it was this cookbook. And it was actually published about 5 years ago, of course, when Meghan was still a working royal, way back in 2018, which seems crazy, but that's already been 5 years. And that was published around the time, not long after the unfortunate tragedy at Grenfell Tower, when unfortunately a lot of people passed away. And this was Meghan's big initiative that she really spearheaded herself. She worked with women who were affected by that tragedy. They came together, they shared their recipes, they shared their culture in this cookbook. And it was very popular at the time, but it's continued to sell. So it's raised something like £80,000 this year alone for charity. And I think it's a really wonderful legacy for Meghan. You know, obviously there's so much controversy around the Sussexes nowadays, you know, now that they're not working royals. But I think it's just disappointing because it goes to show that when she was in the royal family, in the institution, you know, part of it, she was doing really good work.
And she is still doing good work. And once again, I have to agree with the professor. This idea of who is and who is not a working royal is ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. It is, you know, it really speaks to what the British royal family is so good at. And it also speaks to the history of colonization and what the colonizers were so good at. And that is labeling and distinguishing people as greater than and lesser than in order to control everybody. So, branding the Sussexes as the non working royals, although they seem to be the only ones working right now, is a lesson of futility. It is it's a half-hearted attempt at belittling two incredibly hardworking people. It won't work. It won't. That dog is not going to hunt, but yet they keep trying it. People are not short-sighted. They can see who's actually doing the work right now. How many times have you heard people recently say, from what I can tell, they're the only ones doing any work? And yet you want to call them the non-working royals? Nonsense. Wake up and smell the coffee. Let's see. Leg says Snark 101. Hide KP's lack of spending on grants. Thank you, Legs. Absolutely. It was so snarky, the whole exchange they had. Um, Snarky and unnecessary. It really is unnecessary. It serves no useful purpose, especially after all of the accomplishments that I've just mentioned um, for Harry. All of those accomplishments ever since he was a young man. And yet, you want people to believe this ridiculous thing about who is and who is not a working royal. Please make it stop. Please make it stop. KDV, thank you so much for the super sticker and thank you for being here on Royal Sussex. Okay. Now, Meghan Markle has had a remarkable financial impact on the Royal Foundation charity. So, we talked about this article yesterday, and now we have this little news thing to accompany. As shady as they were, at least they did not downplay Meghan's contribution. The worst of their thing was trying to write them off as um non-working royals or what. I don't know. I'd have to listen to it again, unfortunately. But I was just like, I was literally like holding my breath through it because I was so triggered. I was just so triggered. So, oh well, haters gonna hate, right? Haters gonna hate. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. Willie and Kitty is missing from the photo. I wonder why. I don't remember which article I got that from, but yeah, who cares? Um, and I saw this and I just thought it was cute. I figured I'd share it again. And then, of course, hi, boys. Hi, boys. Let me entertain you. A kiss on the hand may be quite continental. But pulled pork sandwiches is a man's best friend. A kiss would be great, but it won't pay the rental because pulled pork sandwiches are a girl's best friend. Bump, 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 bump. Hi. Hey. The milkshake brings all the boys to my yard. Darn right. It's better than mine. Okay. I got that out of my system. Joanna Hong, thank you so much for the super chat. It's true that our Prince Harry went to UK and reunited with his evil Willie leak. Well, of all people, let's see, Royal Suitor seems to be of the opinion, and I do believe Royal Suitor has some background in journalism, so I would say that would mean that maybe they know people or something like that. I don't know. But I guess it is true. But anyway, thank you so much for being a member and thanks for the super chat. But yeah, I hope everything goes smoothly and that Harry gets out of there ASAP. Get away from those people as fast as possible. No need to linger. Let me see. The non existent British royal family support for Meghan, but Meghan's scapegoat. Absolutely. That very tepid support that they have for Meghan. Very tepid. Almost impossible to discern. Thank you so much for the super chat. Um, you know, again, it's and of course, I'm not trying to help them. They're too ignorant to be helped because they won't do what's sensible and right. They always revert to nonsense. But I remember Harry was saying that the help that they could have provided the crown with the Commonwealth, that could have had a stabilizing effect on the British economy, which makes me kind of glad for them that they did leave. Although I don't have anything against making life better for working class people, that's not my point. But they would have used Harry and Meghan, and it would have been a thankless job. And I would hate to see them in that situation. But they would have been used by that system um, to put everything in a certain order, and then they wouldn't get any credit for it. They'd be like, "Well, ain't that your job?" Yeah, they would get no credit for it, not even a reprieve from all of the nastiness that they receive from the media. They wouldn't even call the media to back down or anything. Harry and Meghan would have been doing all that work for the Commonwealth, would have been bolstering the image of the crown and getting nothing out of it but more painful insults from the tabloids, making life that much more profitable for the people in the tabloid industry. So it would not have worked out, I'm afraid. You cannot trust those people. But thank you again, Legs. They cannot be trusted. Because pulled pork, da da. I said pulled pork, da da da. Because pulled pork is a prince best friend. Bum 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 bum. Yeah. How embarrassing. Now, someone I look up to with so much respect has just entered the chat as I'm sitting up here singing about pulled pork. I am so embarrassed. I am so embarrassed. It wasn't my idea. Church Nellie is the one who always reminds me to sing about William and pulled pork sandwiches. So, um, and see, Church Nellie's not even here. I think Church Nellie made a run for it no sooner than you showed up. Wasn't me. Wasn't me. Anyway, no, that was all me. I don't even think Church Nellie was here tonight. Church Nellie's got too much class to hang out with me. But thank you so much for being here. Pedal of Facts and 2 Cents. Okay, let's move on. So, what did I just do there? What what he really thinks of Camilla. I don't know if y'all noticed this article, but what is the date on it? There was an article about William and his love and affection for the evil stepmother. Now, I don't know how long this was in the works, but well, eventually we got to the point, didn't we? Where William is saying the quiet parts out loud, how much he adores Camilla. I'm just like, I mean, am I awake? Am I awake? Did I bump my head or what? William praising the evil stepmother? Yeah. Stranger things have happened, I guess, but that was Oh no, this is the up and coming issue. It says September 2nd. September 2nd. This is the new issue. And they have been working on this for a while because if you look on the right side, here's an old receipt that I was saving for just such an occasion. Inside William's growing bond with Camilla, no longer the wicked stepmother, his father's wife has become an unlikely ally to, that is, for the prince, and the influence of the late queen has played a part. Really? You mean to tell me, like that day that they shook down that old lady and coerced her into signing that document saying that from henceforth, when I die, don't call her the the princess consort, call her queen consort. Do you remember that? It was Ascension Day, 2022, right? And after she signed that document, I don't know why anybody thought she had another year to live. You know what I'm saying? They got what they wanted. Anyway, Accession Day, 2022, the 70th anniversary of Her Majesty's reign. That is when she sat there and signed that document, and she said out of her own mouth that when the time comes, call her queen consort. Now, let me refresh your tea. At first, Charles said not to upset the public that loved Princess Diana, we will never call her the Princess of Wales, even though, okay, you know what? I didn't go back far enough. He wasn't going to marry her, right? He was not going to marry Camilla. And then it was marriage with a caveat. We will only call her princess consort when I become king, not queen consort, because we know how much people love Diana. Meanwhile, they had been picking and picking and picking Diana's memory apart for years. If you thought she died by mysterious circumstances in that tunnel in Paris, well, her character has been dying day after day from other mysterious circumstances ever since Charles decided to marry um, Godzilla. So, listen. So, at first, it was Princess Consort, never Princess of Wales, though. We will call her the Duchess of Cornwall until I become king. And then at that point, she will not be a queen, she'll be princess consort. So, in the time being, we're not going to marry. Then they married. And then when they did marry, she won't be the Princess of Wales, even though technically she was. But no, instead, she became the Duchess of Cornwall, which is the hereditary inherited estate, which goes to the firstborn as they wait for their turn on the throne. It's their piggy bank. So now William is the Duke of Cornwall, and Charles is the Duke of Lancaster, which is what the Queen's private piggy bank was the Duchy of Lancaster. You guys following me so far? So then picture it, Ascension Day 2022. And of course, the Queen, she couldn't hear so good. They said, Mom, it's Ascension Day 2022. Well, she got confused. She thought that they had asked her about 1992, a year that shan't look back upon with undiluted pleasure. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was a year that my flipping castle burned down. So all she heard was two, and she was off to the races. Well, it turns out she had it wrong. It was 2022, and Charles just needed Mummy to sign that document so that he could make that bag of bones that he's married to the queen consort. Now, in all of this, So far, there's only one thing that remained true: not to call her Princess of Wales. They would set that aside for Kate. It was Duchess of Cornwall, and they were very disciplined about that. But boy, howdy, the Queen said, do not call her the Queen. She is the Queen consort. And Charles said, you know what? That whole consort thing is kind of sloppy. Just call her Queen Camilla, or more aptly, the Queen. And from that point on, Queen Camilla, who is not a blood royal, has worked Maundy Day, which is only for a blood royal, usually the sovereign or a regent. She's also led the Commonwealth Day, which is what the Queen used to do. Well, she was flexing. Now she's the Queen and she's leading Commonwealth Day. And then, of course, let me see, what was the other one? Monday Day, Commonwealth Day. Oh gosh, it was something else she did that was supposed to be done only by a blood royal or by the sovereign. But she essentially took the role of the queen, not a queen consort, the queen, at the behest of Charles. Yep. So she really, really overstepped the mark and got away with it. And got away with it. So, and William, I'm not sure if he's not in love with her at this point. Maybe he's starting to see some of the qualities that his father saw. Maybe he, no, I better not say that. I was going to make a reference to the zipper, but never mind. Let me see here. Well, there's always one in the front. Let me see here. What was I going to say? There's always that zipper in the front. It's kind of weird, I think. Uh, where did I leave off? Okay. Okay, I'm trying to open up a bigger screen so I can see what you all are seeing. Zippity doo dah, zippity day. My, oh, my. Plenty of sunshine head my way. Okay, I was trying to see that text at the bottom there. See how small that is? Let me see. It says Queen Camilla and Prince William. Today, Royal Ascot. Okay, yeah, that was them at the Royal Ascot in 2020. Let me see, right in 2022. And joined their carriage by the Earl and Countess of Halifax. There's a Earl and Countess of Halifax? Huh. Okay. All right. So there they are, just hanging out together. There's a real bromance. And take a look here. This is an older photo. I thought that this was something recent. It is not. They have had this little bromance going on for a while. Look at there. No wonder Princess Diana at a glance saw Rockweiler. Just she said it looks like they just grab hold of something and won't let it go. Well, now she has gotten her fangs into William and won't let him go. Real shame it is. Oh, now this was just this past year, right? Look at him smiling. It makes you kind of sick, doesn't it? Traitor. But yeah, I don't know what she has over that institution, but for some reason, everything goes her way. Everything. Look at him. Now, here, I kind of thought, oh, well, maybe, at some point, she's going to get a rude awakening. Huh, that's an old photo. Um, that don't look rude to me, especially when he leaned over and kissed her. He kissed her on the cheek, like Charles would do with his mother. Ugh, that's an old photo. You could tell by William's hairline. Now, Harry was having none of it. William looked away on the wedding day, not Harry. Harry did not want to miss a thing. And let me just remind you that Charles promised that he was not going to marry her. He promised that he was not going to marry her. That's the promise that he made to the public. In a Telegraph Herald article dating from December 1995, royal correspondent Robert Jobson quoted the sovereign's friend saying Camilla believed marrying the royal would redeem her tarnished reputation. The pair first met in the fall of 1972. Against all odds, they officially wed in 2005 in a civil ceremony at the Windsor Guildhall, because the Anglican Church would not allow the adulterers to come in there and tarnish the place with their wedding vows. But yeah, Harry is kind of doing the old side eye to the whole thing, and he didn't care who knew it. He was um, really not thrilled by this. But if you recall, he said in Spare that he had got on board with it because he thought, if this woman makes my father happy and she's happy, then maybe she would be less dangerous. How sad, huh? Maybe she would be less dangerous. Outraged, King Charles evicted Harry and Meghan from Frogmore Cottage after wicked stepmother Camilla claims. Yeah, after Harry said wicked stepmother, that's when they got evicted, right? They got evicted because Harry told the truth. She is wicked, twisted. And then, if that wasn't enough, a friend of King Charles, that is, told the Daily Beast Charles is not making these decisions in isolation. He is working in partnership with William. They are a united, they are, should I say, they are a unite, I'm saying, what am I saying? Unite, unit, that is. They are a unit. Ooh, that sounds weird. They are a unit. Okay, your words, not mine. They are a unit closer than ever. Ugh. Ugh. They are a unit. Mm, think it through, love. Think it through, love. And how they said, think it through, love. Think it through. They are a unit closer than ever. I bet. Anyways, let me see. Well, that's kind of interesting. So William is working very hard to work against Harry. And you would think William is doing it just because of his jealousy, but maybe there's another reason why he's doing it. Maybe he's doing it because of the old zipper front. Yeah, maybe that's why he's doing it. Is he's trying to avenge the mistreatment of the evil stepmother who he has come to adore. Makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, if they're so close, chances are they had some conversation about it. And next thing you know, Camilla took the case right to Charles, or vice versa. Um, William took the case right to Charles, and next thing you know, Harry and Meghan were evicted. Hmm. Oh, what a twisted. Wait, that didn't sound right. One more time. Oh, what a twisted web we weave when first we practice to deceive. There you go. Okay. It's all coming together. Let me see. Sarah Vine. Prince Harry's portrait of Camilla, the villain, bears no resemblance to the earthy, authentic, and engaging lady I've got to know. Uh-huh. Which is interesting because Sarah Vine bears no resemblance to any lady. Make of it what you will. But uh, she doesn't bear any resemblance to any lady that I know. Any lady. Yeah, any lady. I mean, we could travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something, but they're not looking for her. They're trying to get away from her. But yeah, so interesting, huh? Interesting. It's nice when someone's words can be used against them, right? Doesn't she remind you of Esther Rose in the Good Times? Doesn't she look like she just smashed the punch bowl? Damn, damn, damn. She looks like she just smashed the punch bowl. uh, okay, okay. And then, of course, there's Shady Camilla. She's already plotting against Meghan. Already plotting against Meghan. And when she wasn't plotting against Meghan, well, we all know she was plotting against little George. Put little George. Yeah. There she goes, plotting against little Jorge. Let me see. The reason why I used to love Diana, but now I'm Team Camilla. See what I'm saying? They have been working on this for a long time. This has been in the works forever. Liz Jones, again, Liz Jones, same one that had the other one up there. I've become a Camilla fan because she reminds me of Diana. Really? But I thought you didn't like Diana. And then over here, Queen of Deception, Camilla Parker Bowles manipulated a young Princess Diana, vetted her before she married Prince Charles. Now that's more like it. That's the Camilla we know, not that other thing. So, and the reason why Kate had to be dealt with, look at all those covers. That's the reason why Kate needed some dealing with. Move over, Kate. Camilla is the new queen of the high street. Oh, God. Sean say, let me see. I think Will is playing the long game. I hope so, Sean. Thank you for the super chat. I hope so. I pray you're right. Okay. And with that, you guys, I think I'm done. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching Royal Sussex. I said an hour it shall be. Love you guys.